You know, every single day, 1,000 brilliant ideas just die. They die in a notebook, on a whiteboard, because of one simple, kind of brutal question. Where's the money going to come from? Well, today, we're going to answer that. And you know what? The answer might be a lot closer than you think. Okay, let's dive into this.
So, this is the moment, right? The vision is crystal clear in your head. It's going to change everything. But then, you look at your bank account and, yeah, it's empty. That's the roadblock that stops so many amazing dreams cold. But what if I told you there's a way to fund that vision without a single dollar from an investor? Today, we are diving deep into the art of bootstrapping.
All right, here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to tackle the core philosophy behind self-funding. Then, we're going to open up the practical playbook, the real techniques you can use. And finally, we'll look at what victory actually looks like at the finish line. It's a clear path to getting your idea off the ground. You ready? Let's get into it.
Okay, so first things first, let's get right to the heart of this thing, because this isn't just some funding method you hear about in the startup world. It's really a mindset. It's a whole philosophy of pure self-reliance. And trust me, it's the foundation of so many great companies.
So, what is bootstrapping, really? Well, the most important thing to get is this. It means you are the bank. It's just you, whatever's in your savings account, and every single dollar you can squeeze out of your first sales. No venture capitalists, no angel investors. Nope, it's just you, your laptop, and probably a whole lot of ramen noodles.
The term actually comes directly from this classic phrase, which, honestly, it captures the spirit of it perfectly. It just means succeeding through your own grit and your own effort. And in the business world, it's become a verb. To bootstrap your company is to basically will it into existence, completely on your own terms.
Okay, now this slide is really interesting because it highlights the fundamental trade-off every single founder has to face. So when you bootstrap, you pinch every single penny, which, yeah, usually means your growth is going to be a bit slower. But the prize? The prize is absolute. You own 100% of your company. It's the total opposite of taking investment, where you get a bunch of cash to grow fast, but you have to sell off little pieces of your dream to get it.
Now, this isn't about being dishonest or anything. It's about being radically resourceful. The bootstrapper's mindset forces you to get creative. I mean, think about a software company that sells pre-orders for a product that isn't even finished yet. That is bootstrapping in action. They're using the money from their future success to fund their actual development. They're proving people want what they have before they risk it all.
Okay, so that's the philosophy. But how do you actually do it? Let's get into the playbook and see how this all builds into a set of practical, actionable strategies that successful founders use all the time to turn ideas into reality.
We're going to walk through 7 really powerful techniques. Some of these are just common sense, but I bet a few of them are going to surprise you. This is where the real creativity starts to come into play.
First up, don't go it alone. Your personal savings might feel kind of small, but if you pool them with a co-founder, suddenly you're in the game. And what this chart shows so well is that it's not just about cash. I mean, if your partner is a developer and you're a marketing genius, you've just saved tens of thousands of dollars right out of the gate. So who in your network could be your perfect co-founder? Technique number 2, generate cash on day 1. Seriously, forget building some massive, perfect product for a whole year. Isolate the one thing people will actually pay for. Build only that and start selling. So instead of a full-blown video production company, maybe you just start by offering editing services. Then you use that cash to buy cameras later. So ask yourself, what's the one thing your customers would pay for right now? In the early days, you are the company. You're the CEO, you're the marketer, the bookkeeper, the customer service rep. You're even the janitor. So get ready to become an expert in things you never ever thought you'd do, like, accounting and taking out the trash. But not only does this save critical cash, it makes you a much better leader down the road because you've lived every single part of your business.
Now listen closely on this one. If you think you might want to get investment later on, you have to spend your precious, limited money on what they actually care about, hard numbers. I promise you, they don't care about your perfectly polished website. They care about customer growth and profit margins. If you can prove that every dollar you put in generates $10 back, they won't care what your logo looks like. Spend money on moving the metrics that matter.
So how do you market with a $0 budget? Guerrilla marketing. These are cheap, unconventional, super high-impact stunts that are just designed to create buzz. I mean, take this legendary example from PayPal. To protest eBay freezing accounts, they literally dumped a truck of ice in front of an eBay convention. It was wild, it was cheap, and it got them a ton of attention. So what's your truck of ice idea?
This one is a total game changer.
You can't afford a top lawyer, but maybe you can pay them with invisible money, a small piece of your company. You're trading a little slice of the future for critical expertise today. You're asking someone to take the risk with you. Just be careful. Giving away equity is a huge decision, so you've got to make sure you're getting real, tangible value in return.
And finally, the technique that nobody really likes to talk about. It's kind of the founder's secret weapon, but man, it is risky. That first $20,000 or even $50,000, it often doesn't come from a bank loan. It comes from swiping a high-interest personal credit card. It is the ultimate high-stakes bet on yourself.
So after all that hustling, all that risk, all that ramen, what's the end game? Where does this path of self-reliance actually lead? Well, if you can navigate it successfully, you end up in an incredibly powerful position with two potential paths to a massive, massive victory.
And here they are. Path 1. You build a profitable business all on your own. You owe nothing to anyone. You own 100% of your company and its destiny. That's amazing. Or Path 2. You use bootstrapping to prove your model works, and you get incredible metrics. Now, when you go talk to investors, you're not asking for a handout. You're negotiating from a position of undeniable strength, and that's how you get a much, much better deal.
So the crucial point to take away from all this is that bootstrapping isn't a limitation, it's a mindset. It proves that building a business is ultimately an act of creativity and resourcefulness, not just a measure of what's in your bank account. The real question isn't how much money you have, it's what are you going to do with what you've got.